Joining me now is the governor of Puerto Rico, Governor Rossello. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Chuck.
Let me start with, can you help explain this sort of distribution chain issue that you're dealing with? It seems as if things are getting to the island, but things aren't getting from the port to distributed in a timely manner. What is it more that you need?
Well, the reality is that this has been a perfect storm of sorts, right? Not only have we in Puerto Rico encountered two Category 5, 4 hurricanes in the past in a span of 2 weeks, but also the whole of the power grid, as you mentioned, is down. That has limited telecommunications, and essentially this storm hit every part of Puerto Rico, so capabilities are down everywhere. Adding to that, Puerto Rico is an island, so getting assets over here has been a rate-limiting step. And when I talk about assets, we were prepared. We already have over here fuel, we have food and water, but certainly because of the devastation, getting truck drivers, getting actual equipment trucks to crate diesel and fuel to different parts of the island has been a challenge. However, we inform that these challenges are, this resource is growing every day. We're identifying more people that are willing to work. And of course, we've solicited the help of the federal government, and they are sending from the federal level experts on transportation, on fuel, from EMAX on the state level. About 17 states have already been part of this effort. So right now they're arriving. As soon as we can get that logistical problem going, we can get more fuel and more food. But that doesn't mean, Chuck, that we are not getting food to the people. Right now we've gotten about 2 million liters of water out to the people, about 1 million servings of food. And this is a supply chain that's continuing. We need to do it better. That's why we need more assets. We're asking for those, and we are confident that they will get here.
All right, you say you're confident, and then we get there. These assets, is this something that perhaps the Defense Department, you need help from them, when they build sort of temporary structures, temporary bridges sometimes, just to get this supply chain moving again?
Right. Well, we're looking for all assets. The DoD can help. For example, they have strategic forces on transportation, fuel management, engineering, and medical services. Those are critical competences that we need over here right now. The National Guard has already been doing the efforts on the road so that we can get those bridges to the areas that have collapsed.
Right.
So we have moved significantly forward in terms of clearing the roads, but it's a matter of getting those resources. We've had to airlift some resources to hard-to-reach areas in Puerto Rico. And of course, the main limiting step is getting fuel, because it is such a specialized vehicle that we need to transport them.
What is have you contemplated what you plan to do in the next 2 to 3 weeks when it comes to things like school for the kids? Is this something that you want to work with the mainland, work with the state of Florida, with others, and have them get into school in other places? What is your plan of action here?
So that's a great question. School is very relevant. It is an indicator that things are moving. It keeps our kids out of harm's way and out of the emergency zone, and of course allows them to prosper. So that has been one of our critical areas that we're focusing on. Our shelters right now are our schools. Right. So we started with 500 shelters. We've been reducing those and consolidating. We're about at 150 shelters now, and our expectation is that we can start moving those forward as soon as they have generators, as soon as they have water. We can start school. There is another solution, and we've been talking actually to the governor of Florida about this, which is we can, as soon as we establish telecoms and internet, we can have a virtual classroom as well, so that students can, we have the teachers, we have the students, we've identified them, and maybe we can start working at that. Sometimes these disasters provoke alternatives to bring creative solutions.
Absolutely, and maybe this is too early to ask you this question, but I'm curious. Do you think the response, do you have a sense that the response from the federal government, or maybe the response from would have been stronger if you'd been a state?
Well, obviously that was always a concern originally, and that has always been a concern. As you know, we're not a state, but we're proud U.S. citizens. We're proud U.S. citizens that have served the country at the highest rates per capita in our military services, for example. And just 2 weeks ago, we came to the aid of about 4,000 U.S. citizens that got stranded, that didn't have a shelter. We gave them shelter, food, and water, and transported them. But that was a concern. However, I have to say that the administration, including the president has been calling me on a daily basis, seeing how we can move this along. Every petition that I've asked the president, he has delivered very quickly. His staff as well, FEMA Director Brock Long, has been critical in this effort. And also, I want to thank the senators and representatives. They have shown that their solidarity, their commitment to Puerto Rico. Some of them have asked, such as Leader Schumer, have asked that if equal treatment is not given to Puerto Rico, then there could be given no treatment to anybody else. So these are important messages. I think it's coming across that Puerto Rico is a critical and important part of the nation, that we are proud American citizens. And I have seen the response recognizing that this is an unprecedented event in the history of Puerto Rico, perhaps in the history of the United States, and that we need more competencies over here in the island. But we're confident that with the work of a unified team here, federal government, the general and others, we'll be able to get out of the emergency, stabilize things, and put our path forward to build a stronger Puerto Rico.
Governor, we're all pulling for you. We're going to continue to share different ways that people can help. Thank you for coming on and letting folks know what you need and what's being done. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.